Hello and welcome to today's video. So I'm again going to show you drawing using shapes and forms. Now this is a very crucial exercise for you to observe and write something if you have to write down, but mostly you have to practice it so that you see how it works in real form. So let's start practicing with something as simple as just a cup. There are different ways of drawing a cup. Now this one we are going to use an isometric perspective or just a perspective, something like that. We're going to start with a cube or a cuboid, like this one, and we have another one here. So that's a cuboid. Then you're going to insert a circle inside it, like that. Then you draw the other side like this one, and put a straight line. So this is the first lesson of drawing using shapes and forms. So you see it's coming like a upright cylinder now. Now, as observing how the cups looks like, you have a thin line dividing it here. Then on the handle, this is the way it looks. So you draw something like another cuboid right there. Then after that, now you come in with the details. So this is a circle you insert inside this particular handle. And this other side, so now we put in the details, the shadings, and so on. If you wish, you can drop the outlines, but that's just a basic way to know how to draw using shapes and forms. Let's try another object, which is let's try to draw a bag. It's a bit more detailed. So we start with a cuboid as usual, something like this, just in 3-dimensional format. Then we'll divide it into different parts. So these all are shapes that are defining this particular object here. They are all shapes. So at first you can't imagine that this is going to be a bulb. So now let's start carving them one by one. So this is the top side and the back side bulb, and then this is the body itself. So these are shapes you convert. The point here is actually to convert cuboids into cylinders or spheres. So after that, now we start inserting the points, and this kind of bulb is looking in a different way. So they are just cylinders as well. If you observe them very well, they are just cylinders. This was the front part actually. Yes. Then the lower part is here. And this other part is on the other side. So if you start shading, let's start shading. So this is the inner part. It looks a bit darker than the rest. So this is just a simple way to demonstrate how a bulb, you can draw a bulb in three-dimensional format. A simple object you can draw using yours. Once you've mastered how to draw cylinders in three-dimensional way, or a cuboid or anything in three-dimensional format, any shape, it will not be hard for you to observe the shape that exists within any object, just normal object. So let's try another object as well. I'm going to try a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi bottle. So let's start with slightly. Remember, it's in three-dimensional format. I'm going to insert a circle on the top side. This is the top side. Then I have this other side as well, like this, the body itself. This one I'm going to put a small circle here. Then we have this open part. This is a circle. This is more of a curved rectangle. So this is how it may look like. It's a Coca-Cola bottle. Okay. Coca-Cola or a Pepsi, a Red Bull bottle will look something like this. So there are millions of objects to practice with. So this is just the basics of the objects you can start practicing with. Other than this, we can have broken objects. They are all defined by shapes and forms that define them. Every object is defined by the shapes inside them. And then from that, you know how to practice how to shade realistically. This is now baby steps on how to achieve that. Once you have the form of the sketch already done, now you can start shading them realistically. So that's just a small glimpse of how to observe and how to draw objects using shapes and forms. So I hope I'll see you in the next video on the next steps on how to draw using shapes and forms. So up to that point, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.